This is a spoiler-free beginner's guide to Dinkum. If you've already seen my other beginner's guide, some parts might feel familiar and even redundant, but I kept this one as spoiler-free as possible while still sharing helpful tips. If you'd prefer a more detailed guide and don't mind light spoilers on your first in-game year, I'll link that other video below. For now, let's jump in. When choosing a place to set up your base, consider placing it near a water source for crops and fishing. Avoid setting up near dangerous enemies like crocodiles or bush devils, especially early on when your character is more vulnerable. These creatures will attack you if you get too close to them. Buildings can be moved later, but relocating them is costly in the early game and you won't be able to move your tent until it's upgraded into a house. While exploring, it is best to utilize your map. You can mark various points of interest by left-clicking on the map and selecting from different icons. The icons in the map, including markers, can also be used as waypoints. Just left-click on any icon and it will show up on your minimap for easier navigation. Keep a lookout for these towers and make sure to mark their location on the map. These towers will come in handy later on and you'll want to be able to spot them easily. Another useful thing to note is that, by default, the minimap rotates based on which direction you're facing. But you can change this from the settings and lock the minimap so that this red indicator will always point to the north. Personally, this made navigation much easier for me. There are some easy items to gather early in the game like gum lugs, wattle flowers, bottlebrush flowers, and a variety of fruits. You should gather as much as you can as you go around the map. You can use the traveler suitcase in the base tent as temporary storage until you can craft your own storage. And here's a small but handy tip. Instead of clicking each item one by one, you can hold right-click to pick up everything nearby automatically. If you already have an axe, you should also chop down some wattle and bottlebrush bushes to get their seeds for planting later on. However, keep in mind that there is a chance that these bushes will not drop any seed and they do not respawn, so you might want to keep some of them in the wild. On the top left portion of your screen, you will see these bars representing health and stamina. Stamina is depleted whenever you use any type of tool or weapon. When it reaches 0, your character will move slowly and you won't be able to use tools properly until the bar is filled up again. Your character's stamina will regenerate on its own when you don't use any tool or weapon. Consumables can also give you a temporary buff to regenerate health and/or stamina faster. Let's talk about how consumables work. Your character can consume up to 3 foods at a time. Each food offers different buffs such as faster stamina or health regeneration, increased speed, or even higher attack power. These effects last for several minutes depending on the food. Once a food is fully consumed, you can eat another one again. Early game fruits are a great food source. Apples restore health, bananas restore stamina, and bush limes and kwandongs provide both. Cooking fruits on a campfire increases their duration and buffs, so it's worth doing this extra step. There are several animals scattered around the map and some of them can attack you if you get too close to them. Your health will decrease depending on what type of attack you've been hit by. Keep an eye on your stamina bar if you try to fight these animals, because if your stamina gets depleted, your character will get slow, increasing the chances of you passing out. If your health bar goes to 0, your character passes out. In single-player mode, the screen goes black, and clicking revive will make the game autosave and move on to the next day if you are on the island. When this happens, you'll suffer from penalties, including losing some money. If you're just starting out, there's a high chance that a lot of creatures in the game can make you pass out. I recommend placing your dinks inside your bag or a storage box by clicking on your money over here. This way, you won't lose any money even if you do pass out. In multiplayer, other players can right-click on your character to revive you, and you will just get a minor penalty. If you are playing in single player mode and you don't want to suffer from the penalties, you can simply exit the game before clicking the revive button. This will make you lose the current day's progress and you would have to start from the beginning of the day. So weigh the pros and cons of that before deciding if you should accept the death penalty or if you should restart the day. Money is very important in Dinkum. It lets you buy items, tools, and construct buildings for your town. There are several ways to earn money early in the game. The fruits you've gathered can be sold directly to John, but cooking them using a campfire will increase their value. The general rule is that all cooked items will sell for more than their base form. Save some fruits that you can plant once you unlock the shovel. Different fruit types are found in different areas of the map, so having a variety at your base is helpful. To plant a fruit, dig a hole with your shovel, throw the fruit in using Q, then cover it back up. I like placing the fruits all at once, then using the shovel twice on each spot to plant them quickly. These trees are a solid source of passive income. Wattle and bottle brush flowers can also be sold to John for easy cash or saved for further processing later in the game. Again, you can also plant the seeds for these bushes so you can have the source near your base. Other items you can get and sell easily are shells and wood planks. Shells are abundant on beaches while planks are made by processing logs in a table saw. This might not give you a lot of dinks compared to the other methods, but these items are easy to get. Once the clock reaches 12 midnight, time will stop moving forward, but your stamina bar will become really small. You can take advantage of this time by gathering shells and processing your logs at the table saw. Fishing and bug catching are also good sources of money. The base selling price of fish is higher than bugs, but I recommend sticking to the activity you enjoy. I do suggest keeping some of each type of new fish, critter, or bug that you catch. You will not be able to store this, but you can place it directly on the ground temporarily. You can do this by putting it in your tool belt slot, then left-clicking on the ground to place it like furniture. Be careful not to drag it outside your inventory since this will cause the creature to fly away or disappear. This spare stock will be helpful to you at some point. While exploring, you might also find some beehives or other uncommon items that your character can't put inside the inventory. You can carry these on top of your head and can be sold at John's using this weighing scale. There are also some other uses for some of these items if you break them open, so I leave you to test it out for yourself. Most of the basic tools can only be bought from John. To save money early game, don't use your tools until they're broken. Instead, wait until your tool has low durability left indicated by a red exclamation point in its icon. Then sell it to John for half its value. After that, buy a new one, essentially getting a 50% discount. There is another currency in the game aside from dinks, and this is called permit points. You can earn this in several ways, some of which can be unlocked later in the game, so let's just look at the two ways available right away. The first is by completing milestones. These are easily obtained by just playing the game normally. If you want to know which milestones you can quickly achieve, you can see the list from your journal. Then, there are also 3 daily tasks that refresh every in-game day. Most of these are easy to do, so I recommend checking them out and completing the ones that you can. Permit points are used to purchase licenses from Fletch, which will unlock new features. You will eventually want to unlock all of them, but I recommend starting with the mining, hunting, excavation, and metal detecting licenses. The mining license lets you use a pickaxe to break rocks and collect ores, which are needed for crafting and tool upgrades. The hunting license lets you craft weapons, allowing you to defeat and collect resources from animals. The excavation license allows you to use shovels for planting. And the metal detecting license lets you search for buried items, which is needed for a lot of game advancements. There are several NPCs in the game that can visit or move into your island. Keep an eye out on your visitor's tent to see if someone is visiting. To make an NPC move in, you need to reach a certain heart level with them and spend a certain amount of dinks in their shop. In order to increase your heart level with an NPC, make sure to chat with them and fulfill their requests once a day. If you accept a quest you can't complete that day, you will lose hearts instead, so be careful. Even after the NPCs become residents of your island, it's still a good idea to keep befriending them since they will provide you with some sort of assistance. This video covers just the very beginning of this game. There's so much more waiting for you in Dinkum, but hopefully these tips make your first days less overwhelming and more fun. There's no right or wrong way to play though, so play at your own pace and style. If you're ready for more comprehensive tips and don't mind spoilers, this next video will give you 50 more tips and tricks for Dinkum.